Quick reminder that Pick-Me VTubers saying men's mental health matters while exploiting lonely men and claiming all their problems are caused by feminism isn't actually fixing men's mental health issues. It is actively exploiting them. That is what they're mad about. They're saying that I hate all men. Oh, I hate men so much I stopped being one. Because of this. If the absolute worst takes on Twitter, do you think that my takes are bad because you can't read? The reason why they are mad at me is for a take of me being like, hey, man, if you're a fan of like, you know, like female VTubers who do not actually care about men's mental health and instead just coddle you for monetary gain and to exploit them, they just want you to be more miserable. And you should be cautionary of that. That is what they're mad at. No one was a mirror for a lot of them. That's what's like really funny. Like I didn't name drop anyone, but the suspects, all of them came out. All of the suspects came out. All of them. Literally. Obviously, men's mental health matters. Men deserve love. Men deserve to have the ability to talk about their emotions and their struggles and whatnot without fear of being judged. But I'm going to explain why these systems are in place. Why the idea that, like, you know, you have to man up, you have to shove everything down, you have to manage everything on your own in order to be a real man. Why that got like implemented. In order to break free from these awful stereotypes and whatnot, you need feminism. Feminism benefits men.
Bro.
You and these.
I don't want to talk about it.
We can talk about it.
No, no. You didn't see it.
No. If you want to be Delulu, I'll be Delulu with you.
Thank you. You need to destroy the patriarchy or be its victim. Yeah, and you know, a lot of these VTubers, they know that their audience is male and lonely and desperate, and they are exploiting that, and they want you to be miserable in order to exploit you further. They want others to be resentful to women and whatnot, to exploit you further. That is messed up. Basically, femcel creators want to coddle men to make money. Yeah, exactly. And I only said to be careful of that. And they're like, oh, why do you hate men? Because I said, hey, your issues aren't, you know, being fixed by someone being like, oh, men's mental health matters. And then exploiting you. Do they really think you hate men from saying that? Yeah, that is the thing. They genuinely do. I have people coming after me for that. I was like, now that it's November, quick reminder that Pick-Me VTubers saying men's mental health matters while exploiting lonely men and claiming all their problems are caused by feminism isn't actually fixing men's mental health issues. It is actively exploiting them. If you want to do something for men's mental health, then tell your male audience that it's okay to have emotions other than anger, to stop feeling entitled to women's attention and body, to by working on themselves and socializing not for sex, but to have a real human connection. Apparently you're a pick-me for saying that men's mental health matters. He literally stopped reading mid-sentence. That is what they're mad about. They're saying that I hate all men. Oh, I hate men so much I stopped being one. Because of this. That is why they're upset. And there are so many VTubers. So many pick-me VTubers being really offended by that. ASMR VTuber doing like F4M type of stuff. Hello VTubers, you're not a pick-me for caring about men's mental health and standing up for them. We love men and we should make sure they know how loved they are. The real exploiters are the ones who gladly take your subs and donations while having the nerve to generalize you and insult your shortcomings stream. As for Nyara, if I said how I truly felt about this individual here on Twitter, I'd get banned. I'll just say taking advice from a child groomer is not ideal. This person is clinically and certifiably insane. And then, you know, I was blocked, so I blocked back. And I got this one. Finally, getting blocked by this person is a good thing. You cannot speak on behalf of biological women, Yara. That will never change. You're the Lily Tina of VTubers. You're harmful to the trans community. You're too narcissistic to see it. You say the most batshit insane things and turn off your comments like a coward. Hope you heal, but I know you won't. Where am I turning off my comments? What? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Huh? What? Where am I disabling comments? Also, the audacity, the absolute audacity to tell me that I am like doing harm to the trans community, or that like I hate men or whatnot, when I literally have videos talking about the struggles I faced because of how the patriarchy hurts men. I literally have videos talking about these things. Being a man sucks. The reason why society neglects men. I talk about the reason why the idea that like a man asking for help is like being scrutinized. And yes, women can feed into that too. Women can uphold patriarchal societal expectations and whatnot as well. How men become incels, how young men fall down the right-wing pipeline. I talk about like how they're being hurt if, you know, you constantly talk about like, oh, you still have male privilege in order to like invalidate them. Invalidate the struggles to be like, oh yeah, but you still have male privilege. Yes, to an extent that's true, but also downplaying someone else's issue is not a good thing. When female VTubers pretend to care about men, right? You know, that was also like the same type of stuff. Being like, oh yeah, men deserve love, and then being like, modern feminism is actually the problem. Doing like the incel shit, pushing more misogyny, pushing more hatred. Finally, a woman is telling me all the things that the manosphere has already told me. It is actively taking advantage of the suffering, the invalidation, the hurt that men experience due to the patriarchy. And I'm sitting here and I'm telling people to be mindful of that, to be careful of that, and to not be tricked by opportunists like this. And all of them sit on Twitter, take things out of context, turn it into like, oh, Nyara is hating men. And then being like, I really like men. I really appreciate my men who are giving me money. Thank you very much. And the entire community from them is then like going out of their way to dogpile on me. Friendships between men and women. Society doesn't want men and women to be friends. I talked about how if you are in a opposite sex friendship, opposite gender friendship, people are going to like be very weird about it if you do not have like any romantic attraction. And it's pushing the idea that a girl can only be friends with a boy and a boy can only be friends with a girl if they are dating, which is like shoving a wedge between men and women. Men aren't listening to women, women aren't listening to men. Everybody is like suffering under the patriarchy, and people are just like, you know, blaming feminism because it's easy to punch down, it's a good excuse. Women are suffering under feminism because societal expectations for women have only like risen. I made a tweet about that as well, talking about the fact that like, you know, 50-50 relationships aren't actually 50-50, because in a lot of relationships, a lot of straight relationships, men do not have the same expectations, the same bar that they need to fulfill in order to be seen as like a good partner. I am very clear in my messaging, and people just refuse to read more than one sentence or like more than one half of a sentence, and they just instead listen to their little Oshi who is telling them that like, actually, I really care about men and men deserve love, and you should all just give me likes and boost me in the algorithm and send me money. I am one of the good girls. Finally, you can hear a VTuber, an anime girl, spout the incel talking points to you in a feminine anime voice, right? You saw the same when it comes to like Bao and like Shondo and people being like, oh, this is a woman moment, you know, like creating a parasocial, toxic, woman-hating environment when anytime a woman speaks up or someone who is, you know, femme-presenting, opposing the popular narrative of woman-hating, you know, they're going to feel the entire wrath, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter how you express it. The fact that you're not coddling them and you're actually telling them that like, hey, you shouldn't feel entitled to a relationship just because you're a man and just because you're a human being worthy of, like, deserving of love, doesn't mean you're entitled to a relationship, and you should actually think about like why you are struggling to find one. If you're like sitting online listening to your anime girl, forming a parasocial relationship with her and being like, real women in the real world, they just like don't understand me. Like, I've been going on Tinder and I'm struggling to match because all of them just want me to be rich. I'm too ugly. I'm not attractive enough. And then, you know, you see so many people in relationships who are not conventionally attractive. And then it's like, oh, they must be rich. Oh, they're just lucky and I will never find anyone. And, you know, a lot of people exploit these things. They want people to be more miserable because then, you know, they are spending all their money on their anime girl instead of, you know, I don't know, going on dates. Dating apps are evil, yeah, and they aren't designed to give you like an actual relationship. They're designed to just make money. And if you have a relationship, if you have a good relationship, a good connection, you're no longer going to be using the app. They would be shooting themselves in the foot if it was actually designed to, you know, make you happy. Or spending money on stupid man-up course by Andrew Tate and his fellow vultures. They go to like alpha male boot camps and then they're still like struggling because nobody wants to have a man like that. Thanks for the nice words. You know, in order to create like a better society, we need to listen to each other. We need to hear out the struggles of other people, even if they're like in a more privileged position, not just like try to invalidate each other all the time. The issue with this kind of rhetoric about men feeling entitled to women relationships, in my opinion, is that those kinds of guys never listen to that, and the only people those criticisms reach are the people who are then go, wow, I must now never talk to women ever again. I mean, you're kind of like missing the point that I'm trying to make. The world would be a better place if you would try to like socialize with people, not in order to get a relationship, but just for the sake of socializing. And it should like not be restricted to the gender limitations, not just like based on like, oh, you're attracted to this person, you want to date them, that is why you talk to them, because that is causing a lot of issues. That is like, you know, Tinder and whatnot, like all these dating apps, they work like this and they create a lot of like superficial relationships.